Imagine stepping out for a walk one evening, only to vanish without a trace for decades. Families search in desperation, communities are haunted by unanswered questions, and yet, sometimes, these missing people return, years later, shrouded in mystery. Today, we're diving into some of the creepiest cases of people who disappeared for decades, only to be found again under the most bizarre and chilling circumstances. What happened during their time away, and where did they go? Stay tuned to hear some of the most mind-boggling stories that will send chills down your spine. Case 1. The curious disappearance of Stephen Kubacki. In 1978, Stephen Kubacki, a university student, decided to take a solo ski trip around Lake Michigan. His footprints were found leading into the lake, but there were no signs of him anywhere. Search parties scoured the area for months, but Stephen had simply vanished without explanation. The case seemed cold, and people had started to accept that he would never be seen again. But 15 months later, Stephen suddenly reappeared, hundreds of miles away from where he disappeared, wearing clothes that weren't his, and with no recollection of what had happened. He claimed he didn't remember the last year of his life. The strangest part? His backpack, filled with maps and equipment, was left near where he disappeared. No one could explain where Stephen had been or how he survived. To this day, his case remains one of the most puzzling disappearances, leaving everyone asking what really happened in those 15 lost months. Case 2. The return of Brenda Heist. Brenda Heist was a typical suburban mother living in Pennsylvania, but in 2002, her life took a mysterious turn. One afternoon, she simply vanished after dropping her kids off at school. Her family was devastated, assuming something terrible had happened. They never stopped searching, and years passed without a word. Then, in 2013, over a decade later, Brenda was found, alive. But this wasn't a miraculous rescue. Brenda had intentionally disappeared, choosing to live a transient life, homeless and disconnected from everything she once knew. She left behind her family, her friends, and the life she had built. When Brenda was found, she offered no clear answers for her sudden departure or the years she spent drifting through different states. Her return was as mysterious as her disappearance, and her family struggled to comprehend why she left them behind. Was it an escape or something darker lurking beneath the surface? Case 3. The eerie story of Trevaline Evans. On a quiet June day in 1990, Trevaline Evans, an antique shop owner in Wales, left a simple note on her door, back in 10 minutes, but she never returned. Her disappearance baffled everyone. There were no signs of struggle, no clues as to where she might have gone. Days turned into months, and Trevaline's case became colder with each passing year. There was nothing to go on except that note, left so innocently on her door. Years later, theories about her whereabouts began to emerge. Some suggested that she had walked away from her life, while others believed something far more sinister had occurred. But in 2019, nearly 30 years after she disappeared, there was a strange sighting. A woman matching Trevaline's description was seen living in a remote village in France, seemingly unaware of her past. However, authorities have been unable to confirm whether this was truly Trevaline. Her disappearance and potential reappearance remains an unsolved enigma, leaving behind a trail of chilling mystery. Disappearances like these raise so many questions. What truly happens to these individuals when they vanish for years or even decades? Were they lost, hiding, or perhaps caught in something far stranger than we can imagine? The mystery surrounding each case leaves us wondering, could this happen to anyone? These stories remind us that sometimes people don't just disappear, they come back. The biggest question remains, where were they all those years? If you found these stories chilling, be sure to subscribe for more unsettling mysteries, and let me know in the comments, what do you think happened during their time away? See you in the next one.